Hey, this is Jeremy with Strength in Numbers again. Today I'm going to walk you through your cell phone bill, which you think you may understand, but there's a lot of things that are hiding there, and it's the most complicated bill every consumer gets. So I'm going to walk you through it today step by step. So I'm going to walk you through today a typical cell phone bill. And this cell phone bill is an actual client I've worked with, and I'm removing their names to protect their innocence, obviously, or guilt, whatever. It depends on the cell phone bill, right? I'm just going to walk you through what is exactly shown here because it can be very easy to think that we know, but sometimes we don't know what all those different things are that are hiding, and there may be some opportunity for savings as well. So I'm just going to walk you through this. So obviously you've got the standard stuff of the bill at a glance, how much is owed, and different things like that, and how many numbers are on the account and things like that, right? And when we get to the next page, it starts breaking the lines down one by one. It starts showing the number and the name, which of course is blurred out here. So what we want to do on the bill is we always want to hunt and find the main line on the account. So I'm going to hunt for that now, find it. This one, oh, this one's a bugger. It's hiding. Here we go. Let's see. Here it is. I found the main line on the account. So the main line on the account right here is the one that's got the AT&T Unlimited Plus multi-line on it. Now yours may say 2 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes, 20 gigabytes. It depends on the plan you have. But this plan is the AT&T Unlimited Plus multi-line for $115 a month. Okay, so that $115 a month is basically you're paying for a pool of unlimited minutes, unlimited texts, and in this case, unlimited data, or it could be the amount of data that you're paying for. And that pool is what you're paying for every month. So essentially what that's explaining is that you got this apartment complex you live in, and there's a community pool, and you're paying $115 a month so you can use that pool. And that's what the AT&T Unlimited line is. But you also, in this case, have to pay $20 per person every month to access the pool. And so what this is simply saying is that we got this pool of unlimited minutes, texting, and data, and every single phone line is going to pay an additional $20 if it's a smartphone and $10 if it's a tablet to access that pool. You can't swim in those waters even though you pay for them until you pay an access fee every month. So that's how these bills can really inflate. What does multi-device protection pack support mean? What it simply means is that if you lose your phone, they help you find it. But especially if you have an iPhone, you can already do that for free. So why are we paying for that? There's something you can cut out your bill. The insurance, if you've got at least a $1,000 emergency fund in place, stop paying for cell phone insurance. Get a good case like this OtterBox on my phone, and I mean, heck, this thing is half broken and it still works great. Get a good OtterBox case and protect your phone. Keep it away from liquids unless it's an iPhone 7 or newer or one of the newer Android phones, and you'll be fine. You can take that risk. You can absorb the cost of the replacement phone if God forbid something happens to it, but the case is going to protect it. I haven't had a scratch or a break on my phone in almost 5 years. So you can afford to take that risk and stop paying for insurance. It's just racking up. In this case, it's $26 a month for all these lines. So you can see that. And then as we see down here, as we keep scrolling down, we've got line 6. So line 5 starts with the support. Then it says the phone that's being financed here. We've got a 128 gigabyte Apple iPhone, and it's $750 is being financed. So they're taking that into 30 installments of $25 a month. So over 2.5 years, this person is paying back this phone. And most people don't keep their phones more than 2 years. So this starts to get you almost into a car payment mindset where you're locked in. Now, it's hard to set aside money for the phone to buy it outright next time, but if you can do that just once and then keep doing that in your budget consistently, where you're not, where you're budgeting part of the phone cost every month, it's only that first time that you get it both paid on the bill and budgeted, and then you get over that hump and you can just buy the phones outright for cash, and you can sell them for more money than you would by turning it in. The carrier has moved the contract that used to be associated with a cell phone plan. Remember the days of X amount of minutes and X amount of texting, and then data was also a certain amount. That's an old dinosaur fossil where you had a subsidized phone for $200. That's gone. What they did was they transferred the contract from the plan, where in that case you'd have to leave early, you'd pay $350 termination fee, and they moved it to the phone where the phone is keeping you locked in. So if you want to leave, you got to pay them the difference of the phone you haven't paid off already. through these installments. So one way or another, to try and lock you into a contract. So watch for that, and that's what that essentially means. Now, as we go down to the rest of this one line, we've got administrative fees, telecommunication fees, regulatory fees, 911, all this stuff. You can't get rid of those fees, but at least you understand what they are. And often in the mix here, somewhere in between 4 and 5 and 6, and depends on how they number it, you could find other things you don't realize you're paying for. I found clients that didn't know they were paying for text message subscriptions, even though they're unlimited text they could get. To get the text sent to them from this particular subscription was $10, and in one case, $15 a month. It was just hiding in all these little note lines of the bill because they accidentally signed up for it by responding to a text message, or who knows, right? So it's good to just do a quick little forensic run through. It doesn't have to take as long as I'm explaining because I'm being exhaustive here. And run through your cell phone bill and find these things. But it's important to understand that you've got a base cost, as we see here in the AT&T Unlimited Plus. You've got the access fee per device, which is $20 for smartphones and $10 for tablets. On average, that's what it tends to be. And then you may have these insurances you really don't need to be paying for if you've got the proper protections in place. And the support, that's also called a mobile protection pack. You can see not just multi-device protection pack and other things like that. VZ Navigator on Verizon is an ancient maps tool and all this stuff that you probably don't need to be paying for. Okay, so there's more tips than I'm sharing today in my free ebook, The Money Finder, that goes through a whole chapter on cell phones and give you all these different things that may be on your bill and some other pictorial examples. So I encourage you to download that and check it out. But look through your cell phone bill. There may be things that you can trim the fat and you can really reduce your cost here. I hope this has been helpful. This has been Jeremy with Strength in Numbers, helping you keep your wallet heavy and your heart light.